I'm not sure I ever remember a game like this. What's going through your mind just to see your team be able to pull this out and taking 2 extra periods to do so?
I'm just so proud of our kids and their resiliency. It would have been easy to fold. We weren't ahead. It was similar to the Crestco game, Crestwood. We weren't great from the free throw line, but, man, we got stops, we got rebounds, we made tough plays. And credit to Cascade, they hit some threes to get them to the first overtime and then the second overtime. But like I said, I could not be more proud of our kids, and what a great high school basketball game.
Absolutely. Again, a 7-point win here. Takes 2 overtimes to do it, but in the second half, you guys were able to get Charlie Wessels a lot of open looks, and he was cooking down there. Ended up finishing with 25 points. Had a great night at the free throw line as well. To see a freshman post do that, just tell me about the game plan, because I know the guy that was guarding him had 4 fouls at one point as well. So what was kind of the thought process of continuing to get him the ball and let him rumble?
Well, their zone is really good, and they did a good job finding Tyler and Benny, and unfortunately Trev and Wes weren't hitting, and so to attack that, I think you got to throw it into the zone, and then if it's one-on-one, I trust Charlie to score it, and he did, and if they're going to stay out, we had to make them make a decision, and the big fella stepped up in a huge way, in a huge moment. Not a typical freshman night.
Yeah, and to be held to 20 points in the entire first half and then be able to bounce back like that, what was some of the conversation in the locker room? Because it really seemed like Cascade had the game slowed down to the tempo that they wanted to play at.
They did, and they got good guards, and when you play in substate, it usually goes a little slower, the bigger floor. We came out right away the second half. We trapped the first 2 possessions just to see what they do, and I thought we had one spurt where Benny got a couple rebounds and we really pushed, and that did speed things up. And I said if we got to 60 now, I didn't think it'd take us 2 overtimes to get there, but I can't even put into words how proud of our coaching staff for the work that they've done, and just the resiliency and toughness. Every time it went to overtime, our kids came back and they all just said, like, we're going to win this. We're going to win this. They stayed together and showed unbelievable toughness.
Yeah, and on that note, we talked a little bit on the broadcast how it wasn't just this game. Thinking back on this season, we had a similar situation with Crestwood the other night. You think back to the Wapsie Valley game. You guys are down like 17 or something in that one. What is it about this team that just allows you guys to be able to perform so well in these precarious situations at times?
When you build, this isn't just because of these guys. I go back 12 years ago to our first team when they got us to state, and now they believe they're going to win every time we play. That's culture. That's tradition. For us to average 20 wins for 12 years, it's the guys that came first. It's to see Nick Ellis here, Nick Waller. Like, they got us over that hump, and then all of a sudden it was Carter Cavalier, Alec Oberhauser, those guys, and then we won, and then it was Owen and Josh Holland. And we're not always the most talented, but they believe they're going to win. And, we don't, in the summer and even in the offseason, our guys get in and put a lot of extra time on their own, and they live for those moments. Solely, I don't know what he scored, but he had one of the biggest offensive rebounds of importance for us, and just his effort and his fight. Defensively, I don't know if Trevin even scored or not, but his defensive effort, his intensity, and then, Tyler, Charlie, to have those 2 young guys step up and do what they did. But the thing is, nobody cared. Like, they trust them, they got them the ball, because at the end of the day, it's about our team winning. And just a heck of a credit to them. And like I said, blessed with some great assistant coaches, A. Watt and Connor. The amount of film that we would put this in. Berkey's so good with the kids. Coach O and Keto. They work our young kids, so we still have 24 guys practicing, because that next generation needs to see what it takes and what it's about. And it just takes everybody. It literally takes everybody to get this done.
You bet. It wasn't easy, but you guys pulled through and got it done. 75-68 here in double overtime. We'll talk more here next week and stuff, but any final thoughts you'd like to share here tonight?
Just thank everybody for coming. What an unbelievable atmosphere. And I can't wait to listen to you and Booze like old times there. Thank Kelly for all his extra work. And, Matt Lindeman and Mr. Hoff for us. Those 2 ADs had so much work for us to be able to play here, and the amount of time they spent. And all our tablers workers had to come, and just our community. There's nothing like it. And we're going to be loud and proud when we head to Des Moines here in a week.
All right, looking forward to that. That's head coach Aaron Thomas after this win over Cascade in the substate final. Appreciate the time, and congratulations.
No, thank you, J-Mo. Appreciate you.